Okay, instant tutorial. First, you hydrate your face. I just use this one, but you can use anything that hydrates, so it's easy for you to achieve fresh look ba? So hydrate. Once you've hydrated your face, just get like tinted moisturizer or a BB cream. So I use this one, Pretty Fresh. This is by ColourPop, and it's nice. It's light, so I just put a little bit here. Okay, and then I dab it with this one, and then I put all over my face. Or you can just put a bit on your face. So I do this also. It's easy. Yeah. And then usually what I do is I'll wipe it first with my fingers. I mean, if it's okay with you, if you're not happy with this, you can use a brush or you can use a sponge. I usually do the sponge after, like just to you know, make sure everything's set in place properly. But since it's moisturizer, tinted moisturizer, I find this, you know, easy, really easy. See? You can always go back in with more. Like I put a little bit more here. Like if I don't wanna use concealer, because I don't use concealer every single day. I don't think it's practical. So just put a little bit more wherever you think you need a bit more, maybe coverage. Me, I don't tend to use so much because I don't like to look like I'm wearing a lot of foundation, because I don't necessarily like foundation really. So let's do this. Hide whatever imperfections you wanna hide. Yeah, and then bring it down until you're happy. And then I just, with a damp sponge, make sure it's damp, okay? Once you're done, just pat your face. Pat everything down. I put some down my neck so that it's the same shade. And just pat it in so it doesn't look streaky. And that's it. You're done with your base. So you could leave it like that, like all dewy, or you can just use like a powder, a matte powder, if you wanna keep it a bit matte, and then just use a big fluffy brush, right? And powder, and then just, you know, powder your face wherever you feel like you don't wanna be too dewy, and that's it. You don't have to do too much powder, otherwise it doesn't look fresh na. Then next, get a bronzer brush and a blush brush. So I just use these two. They don't have to have any brand. I'm not maarte with brands. And then get a light bronzer or whatever bronzer you think would suit your skin tone. So this one suits my skin tone. I like the one by ColourPop. This one is Coconut Peach. It's nice. And then if you want to just keep it light, just get a little bit, dust it off, and then, you know, just look for the hollows and just do this. There you go. See the difference? Very light. Don't have to go too heavy if you want to keep it light. And then bring it up here. Okay. And then what I do is I also bring it down here, just so that, you know, it looks uniform, and then I bring it down. And then just do the same on the opposite side, just light. Don't go too heavy. Just light lang. Okay. There. You have a light contour or bronze, whatever you want to call it. you're going for a fresh look, you don't necessarily have to contour, you just bronze your face. And then just bring a little bit down your nose, line up your nose, just so everything looks. And then just go with like any blush you like. I want to use this one because it already has a lot of blushes and it also has highlighters, so I like that. And then just I mix 2 shades very lightly, tap it because it's so pigmented, and then just lightly tap on your cheeks. I like a lot of blush, but then you can decide how much blush you want to put, so you don't have to put a lot, it's up to you. And there you go. And then put some here. And then usually I use my finger, but you can use your, sorry, so much powder. You can use another brush, and then I just put a little bit over here, all the way up a bit, and then just to give yourself a bit of a highlight. Yeah, see? Now it looks lifted. Yeah. Just to give your cheeks a bit of a lift. And then just do it on the other side as well. And then, once you're happy with that, what I do is, the brushes that I had my bronzer on, I just stamp it like this, just so that it doesn't look like you have a line. And then the blush brush, I just do this, just a little bit over that highlight, okay? And then I put a little bit on the tip of my nose, just right there, just right there. A little bit here. And then a little bit here. And then I already put some here, because I like to lift my brow bone. See? So for eyeshadow, because we're just gonna do something nude and simple, so I'm using this one by Huda Beauty, and this is what it looks like. So it's similar to like your Charlotte Tilbury, very light colors, and we'll be using the pink, the brown, the light brown, and then the gold shade, maybe a little bit of this. Let's see. So I just use like 4 simple brushes. I use one that looks, well, actually these 2 are similar, it's just one is smaller, so it's fluffy brush. And then I use 2 more tapered brushes, one that's a little bit longer, like this one, like this one, and then one that's also tapered but shorter. So this one I'll show you later how to use it. So the first thing you do is get the lightest shade in your palette, right? So this is the lightest shade in my palette, and then just tap it, tap this brush, right? Tap it, and then just put it right here, so like this. And in a like a half moon shape, okay? So just lightly swirl it like this, swirl, okay? And then if you want, you can just tap it in a little bit more. Then next, you take this one, the second darker shade, okay? And then using the another fluffy brush like this, just tap a bit, and then just put it here on the outside of your eye. So lightly just push it in, and that's more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. So if that happens to you and you don't like it to be that pigmented, so you can just tap it in with your finger, or use the first brush and then just lightly, you know, rub it like this, so that it kind of diffuses the color. Okay? So because we just want to do something light, I'm not gonna go with any more of the darker shades. So I'm just gonna work with these two shimmers, right? Because now we're gonna work with the actual lid space. So I split the lid space into two, and then the darker shimmer, I put it in the middle, and then the lighter shimmer, I'll put it here towards the inner part of my eye. Okay? So we start first with the middle shade. This one, we'll start with that. And then just put it here in the middle of your lid space. Like this. Just tap it in lightly. Spread it out. Okay? Until you're happy. So I did it on both my eyes. And, well, for me, I don't mind it if it's this pigmented. Well, this palette is really pigmented. So you can use other lighter palettes, like you could use a palette that looks like this, or any palette that you have, and you can just use like all of these lighter shades, like these 4 light shades, if you don't want to go heavier. But since we're already using this one, if you feel like it's a bit too dark, like this one, if you feel it's a bit too dark, you go with the lightest shade, like this one, and then you just stamp it all over the front part of your, or like this inner corner of your eye, and then just stamp a little bit on top here, so it kind of diffuses this shade and makes it lighter. So I'll show you how to do it. So you take your light shade, and then you just stamp it in the inner portion of your eye like this, and then bring it in. Then also make sure you tap it into the inner part of your eye like that. Yeah. Just bring it in, and then connect it to your middle shade. And then if you wanted to lighten the middle shade a little bit, you can stamp a bit on top, but I kind of like it this way because when you do it like this, it kind of looks like an ombre effect. It goes from light to dark. See? You can see the lightest shade, then that middle kind of like orangey shade going into the darker shade. And then just do the same thing on the other side. Now what I like to do is here, just so that the colors connect to the bottom part of your eye, I take that light shade, I'll mix this and this one, right? I mix those two shades, tap it off, and then right at the edge, like, you know, on the edge of your eye, bottom part of your eye, just, you know, rub it lightly and connect it to the top of your eye, the eyeshadows there. Just do this lightly. Okay? Just so that it looks uniform. So do that on both eyes. Make sure to connect it. Connect that edge. Okay. What I do is that lightest shade that we use on the inner part of the eye, I just tap a little bit like this, and then I put it right here in the inner 1/3 of my eye. Just do this and connect it to your inner corner, and just pull it a little bit into that eyeshadow that you put at the bottom of your eye, and just do that on the other side as well. Just so you connect the color, so you can replicate that ombre effect that you did on top. You can put that here on the bottom as well. Okay, and then just have a look at it. Make sure you're happy with what you have. And then what I do, because I want to highlight the very inner corner of my eye, and then again I want to put more highlight here. I usually look for a palette that has a nice light shade, like the one I was using earlier doesn't have it. So you can do this, you don't have to do it, but I like to do it. So I get a little bit of that shade, and then I'll just put it right here in the innermost corner of my eye, just to give it some, just to lift it a bit, and then pull it in a little bit into your actual eye space. that. Pull it in. And then what I do is just, if I like see there's a bit of glitter here, so I use my pressed powder, the one that I was using earlier. I just get a little bit of that pressed powder, and then, or you can use your sponge with the foundation, but I just tap a little bit of that powder on any areas where I feel like I made any mistakes. Because I don't mind a little bit of glitter. I just don't want it to look sabog. So there. And so there's the eyes. And then this is what the eyes will look like. So do you see? It has that ombre effect. And then finish it off with mascara. So for mascara, I like this one by Too Faced, Better Than Sex Mascara, because it gives me volume on my lashes. So just take any mascara you like, and then however way you like to wear your mascara, you can put mascara. For me, I put mascara both on my upper lashes and then a little bit on my lower lashes as well, so that it doesn't look naked down here. And so once you put your mascara, this is what your finished eye look should look like. Yeah. And then what you can do is, if you wanna just, you know, put everything in place, or rather, you know, pull everything together, I just use the same what do you call this, sponge, and just tap it all over my face, just to remove any powder or any imperfections. And then once you're done with this, you just choose any lipstick that you like. Today I'm going with neutral shades, so just choose any neutral lipstick that you like. Yeah, so this is neutral, so I just use a mixture of this lipstick. You can choose whichever one you like. So I use this one, and then I use like a liquid lipstick to top it off. And so just it's up to you what you want to use, but I just like to combine both. And then just finish off your lipstick and check if you're happy with your final look. So there you go. Kinda neutral, but still sexy and a little bit, you know, dramatic. So there you go. So you could keep it like this, where it looks just a little bit dewy, or you know, a mixture of matte and dewy, or you can spray a little bit of your hydrating mist, because me, I like to use this coconut one because it's summer and I miss summer, and also it just gives a little bit more, you know, glow to your face. So just spray a bit, and then let it dry for a few seconds. Okay, and then what I do is I use my sponge again, same sponge, and I just tap it lightly just to make sure that there are no dots on my face. And this is my finished look. Nice, summery. You can keep it like this, or you can omit the middle shade and just go with the really light shade inwards, or you can just use all matte colors, but me, I like to put a little bit of sparkle. So here's my finished look.